Hello, Scrappy Peeps. Suzanna here today for Ellie's Studio, and I am sharing with you a Traveler's Notebook spread. It has been a very long time since I have created one of these, so you will see the infamous Suzanna shuffle as I think there's something about having your hand in doing something repetitively, and so things come inherently, and this size format I have not worked in a while, so it does not come quite so inherently. So I'm working with the Elle Studio July kit and add-ons, and you can see I've chosen a green, yellow, and teal color palette. I have printed the printable, one of the cards. You can see the card is actually on the top of my big shot here, and so I have printed the printable. I put the suns on repeat down the left hand side, and so I created my own page there for the left hand side page. That is also one of the printable cards with the star, and it fits perfectly using the coordinating die from one of this month's stamp sets, the Star Notes stamps, and so I've used the coordinating die to cut that big star out, and then just using a little bit of the edge in the grid there, I've cut out one of the smaller stars as well. Because the die cuts themselves that you see on the top left hand side don't have quite that same sort of tealy color that I want to work with, and so that's why I cut out what I did. So I'm going to put a couple of banners over here on the right hand page. I want just a little bit of color. Because it is a large photo and I don't have a lot of dead space, quote unquote, empty space in that photo, it really doesn't need a whole lot, but I want a few things that are going to tie that left hand side of the page into that right hand side of the page so that you see the continuity that happens there. So just a few simple elements. I'm going to turn one of those die cuts from the kit into a banner with the star next to it, and then the two labels down the bottom there. Super simple, and I will actually use one of the new teal Jane Alpha cardstock stickers and put an M there because her name is Mia, so M for Mia. And not necessary, but just periodically I like to put their initials or our initials onto the layout corresponding, just for a reminder, just in case you forget who you are. I'm joking. And then also this month you have the puffy stickers, star stickers, and I'll sprinkle a few of those in just to tie that star theme throughout the spread here. So that is one of the die cuts. I used one of the dies from, those are actually from last month, the tab dies. You have it in 4x6 and 3x4, and so I used a piece of the yellow coordinating pattern paper from one of the paper packs, and then I just trimmed down that 3x4 card from the kit to fit into the tab that I cut out there. And again, this is where practice makes perfect, and you can clearly tell I have not worked on this size because proportion was hard for me to get right here. I thought I was going to have it overlapping, but I wanted to keep the suns visible, and so now it is perfectly centered instead of overlapping and slightly askew, which is what my original plan had been. So these little arrows, I like how the white just breaks up that box a little bit. And so you've got one pointing in, one pointing out, just for the symmetry in the page there. And then, so this is where I'm going to do a fair amount of shuffling. I know I want this big star up here, but I also know I want to fill, I want to maintain the white space, and I want to have a title up there, but I'm not sure where I'm going to put the title. Am I going to put the title in the star or to the right of the star? Either way, I need it to balance the weight of all of that color that's at the bottom of the page, and then also you have a lot of color at the bottom of the right-hand page because of that bright yellow cup there. So figuring out where I'm going to put the title, what I'm going to use for the title. And this is where I get thrown a little bit because I know my journaling is going to go in the pocket card below. And then I know I want to put my title at the top there, but is it going to go in the star or not go in the star? And if I use these stamps, am I going to have enough room up there? So these are the medium hazel stamps. Previously released are the hazel stamps, and this is a smaller version of those. So like a typewriter font, and it's in all caps. So super, super cool. It would be also really cool if maybe they released the lower cap letters of these. Would be pretty awesome, huh? So because I'm trying to figure out spacing still, again, not a size that I work with a lot anymore, I'm going to put frozen and custard onto each stamp block so that I can figure out the spacing of how I want to stamp these. And so that's why you've got frozen on one block and custard on the other. Again, just when I'm stamping and I have stuck things down already, sure, I could probably have reprinted this and pulled up the other stuff and figured it out, but I didn't want to. I wanted to get it right the first time, and so that is why I'm doing this. Definitely save yourself the hassle of having accidentally printed something. I have to laugh. I was working in my memory planner the other day, and I actually accidentally dropped the inked stamp down on the memory planner, and thank goodness it went onto the page and not onto a photo, or and I could easily cover it up. But I was so mad at myself because I had spent so long on this spread, and so that one little thing just sent me into a tailspin because I had to rework everything around how I was going to cover that up. So I figured out what it is that I'm going to do, and so I have, you can see the distress ink that I use there for frozen, and then that winter green, that I think it's winter green, mint green, that's on that left hand side coordinates perfectly, and so that is what I'm going to use to stamp custard. On the right hand side, that is a Catherine Pooler ink. So I often mix my distressed inks and my Catherine Pooler inks. Those are my two primary go-to inks that I use. I like the more vintagey feel of the Distress Oxides, but I like the sharper, crisper colors of the Catherine Pooler. There's a lot of density to those inks. So now I have my title and I have my star and I have my white space, which apparently there I am trying to fill. I don't actually really want to fill it because in a way it mimics that white space that's in the photo there. It's not actually white, but that empty space where there isn't content in the photo, it's all blurred out with the depth of field there. I do want to add just that extra bit of green to the layout, so I'm going to use those stars, and that, my friends, is going to wrap it up. So my second project that I'm sharing with you this month using the July kit, be sure to come back for another extra project, I think in a week or so, possibly at the end of this week. Thanks for stopping in today. I hope you are doing well. Hopefully your kit has arrived and you are creating with it. Come back again soon. Take care.